Hey, Diane from DianeHawkman.com. I think I keep starting before the thing starts. It says I'm live, but I don't know if I'm live. Anyway, um, hello. Um, Excited to be doing some videos again and to have let go of the whole drama of having to get dolled up. I'm wearing my $2 glasses, dolled up, and this is not. My hair's wet because I was doing stuff, and then I took a nice shower after working out, and so it's nice to not worry about that and just let it go and just start talking, which is what I'm doing. So first of all, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, hit the bell, and make sure you're getting these videos. And if you don't like them, you can unsubscribe. It's no big deal. If you don't like looking at my wet hair, you don't want to look at my $2 glasses, you can go. But I want to talk today about procrastination and bad habits. And I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you. So I am not preaching. I am not above this. In fact, if anything, I have a lot to talk about procrastination and bad habits because I had quite a few of them for a while there. We tend to beat ourselves up. And if there's anything I learned years ago is to stop beating yourself up and to just really talk to yourself and love yourself. Procrastination and bad habits, all they are is you trying to relieve stress. Okay. I want you to think about that for a minute. You're overwhelmed, you're confused, you're something's going on, there's something up in your life, relationships, money, car broke down, flat tire, whatever it may be. And then you don't get your work done. And I'm a home business owner. You probably are too if you're watching. You don't get your work done, but you get caught up in hours of watching videos and hours of scrolling in your feed. The reason why we're doing that instead of getting down to what has to happen is because we're trying to relieve the stress of all the anxiety of trying to fix our problem or worrying about the outcome. If we do, like if I make this video today, somebody might contact me, somebody might email me, somebody might reach out. What am I going to say to them? What am I going to do? So it's easier to procrastinate. Okay. And the other thing is that when we're in that state, and I live this a lot over the last couple of years, I'm usually never at a loss for words. Okay. And you can tell I'm back to my normal self because I have stuff to say. I've had stuff to say since I was able to talk. My mother was always trying to shut me up. So I always have something to say. Let me get out of the sun. So when I have nothing to say, I can't think of anything to say. I can't think of anything to write. I am at a loss for words. That means I am under an incredible amount of stress because the stress is so strong that it's blocking the message, because my heart and my message about attraction marketing and all the things that I want to show people is so strong. So the stress has to be really big. So couple things. And then bad habits, we do bad habits, same thing. Overeating, drinking, watching TV, whatever your bad habit is, we do them also as a stress relief, because it's funny, when the stress gets relieved, our desire to do those things lessens dramatically. And again, I can attest to this story for another day. But the desire to do things that are bad habits dramatically decreases when we decrease the stress. So the first thing I do, and sometimes I just give in, guys. Sometimes, I have to do a minimum amount of work. This is my living. So I have no choice. Like, you may have a job or have a spouse with a job or some other form of income. So your side business is optional, so to speak. But this is literally how I live. Like, if I don't work, I have to, pay for my home and pay for food and pay for electricity and everything else. So I have to work. Just like when you have a job, you have to work. Doesn't matter if you're stressed out, you have to show up. So I have to do a certain amount of stuff. But sometimes, I just say to myself, and my mentor taught me this, by the way, he said, you're a good kid. You got to tell yourself you're a good kid. And you got to ask yourself, what is it? Because sometimes we're even unaware of what's bothering us. So sometimes you got to sit still and think for a little bit, pray, meditate, whatever it is you do, and really ask yourself, what's bothering me and why am I not doing this thing? And let the answer come up. Because if we're procrastinating, it's stress. Is the stress from the outcome of the activity, or is the stress from something else in our household, in our life? Which one is it? Once we start to figure that out, the next thing we can do is just love on ourselves a little bit. I have to admit, I just loved on myself for a while. I said to a lot of friends, I'm just going to take care of myself for a while. I'm just going to take care of myself. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to do my work. And then I'm going to go. I've watched more TV. And, you could hear videos of me in the past talking about, no TV and this and that. And you have to be focused and yada, yada, yada. Guess what, guys? It's almost 2020. All of that high performance, blah, blah, blah stuff. Let's talk about reality. Sometimes you just got to binge watch. That's why Netflix exists. Okay. Sometimes you just have to let yourself off the hook. But sometimes you have to go, okay, girl, get up. That's why that book right now, Girl, Wash Your Face, is so popular. I have the audiobook. I just started listening to it. But sometimes you just got to get up and wash your face or, wipe your butt, wipe your nose, whatever, and get up. And you have to ask yourself, what is bugging me? Why won't I do this? And then the next step, and I had to do a lot of work on this, is to ask yourself, is that an illusion or is that a reality? Because most of the time, the thing that's stressing us out is like a movie we're running in our mind about what could happen, what might happen. It's not an inevitable consequence. Like, for example, I'm doing a video right now. I have my wet hair is wet and somebody might leave me hate under this video. Okay. That might happen. It also might not. The question is, am I expanding it in my mind? What might happen if this thing works? If I buy these leads and I call them and it works, what might happen? I might build a team and the team will be demanding and I won't have enough time. And my husband will get mad at me, blah, 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 blah. All the things that we're running. See the story that we're running. So you have to stop and you have to look at it. And the same thing when you're doing the bad habit, whatever yours is, you got to stop and look at it and go, well, why do I want to do this right now? Why? Why do I want to eat a bag of Doritos? By the way, I don't like Doritos, but I picked that because there was a cool Super Bowl Doritos commercial with Backstreet Boys. Why do I want to eat this bag of Doritos? Why am I looking at a half-gallon of ice cream or something? Why do I want to drink the whole bottle of wine instead of one glass? Why do I want to, whatever it is, why do I want to smoke more than normal? I don't smoke, never have, but maybe that's your thing. And you really get to the root of the matter, okay? Because until you know what the root of the matter is, until you determine that it's really an illusion, right? It's an illusion. Think about it. If you were to take a list right now, like right now, I can make a list of the things that stress me out. And when I think about it, there are things that probably aren't going to happen. They're just potentials, and I'm focusing in on the potential. Well, I have a choice to focus in on a different potential. I have a choice to really focus in on loving myself and my own self-worth. And then I also have a choice of thinking about what's my mission. I said yesterday, I think I was on a Facebook Live. I don't know where I was. I got around a lot yesterday. Did like 2 webinars and video here. I said yesterday that there's a lot of death around me lately. People that I know losing loved ones, people in my family passing. And when I stop and I ask myself, like I said to my friend Tracy yesterday, we were talking about a family member of hers that was 60. I'm going to be 52 in April. So like the idea that I could potentially only have 8 years left. Now I'm not going to stress about it because I could live, my family tends to live long. I could live for a long time, but I may have a day left. And the question is, what do I want to accomplish in that day? And do I really have time? Do I love myself enough to not give in to the procrastination and to the bad habits? And can I find a better way to relieve that stress? And again, I'm not preaching at you. I'm just sharing my experience because I am actively now working on better ways to relieve my stress. I've had hypnosis sessions and some other different sessions on things. I have tapes that help calm me. I'm doing some yoga now, which is hard for me, but I'm doing it. And these are the types of things, and not trying to make myself go fast and become this, yoga expert in a week. I'm back doing some of the things I really like to do. I mean, most people, if you ask them, what do you like to do? I mean, I have a class of 400 people. I ask them, what do you like to do? And the bulk of them can't tell me. No offense to you guys, but it's true, right? We don't even know ourselves. And then we get stressed about illusions, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense. And it certainly impacts our business, because a lot of times we let all these illusions and stories and things with the business make us believe that that's more stress. Where the reality is your business, if you want it to be, you can be part-time, extra money. That's cool for fun things and stuff. But if you want it to be, it could actually be your escape. It could be what allows you to hang around in pajamas all day like I did today. And that's why it's 4:30 and my hair's wet. I know. It's the age of transparency, and I'm just being transparent. I got up this morning, I started writing copy, and I also threw out my neck. So I've had to like write, stop, doing some other stuff, taking some calls. So right now I'm probably going to stop again because my neck hurts, but I wanted to do this. So I decided today not to procrastinate. Not because I'm such an anti-procrastination person, because I think sometimes when you procrastinate, the most brilliant ideas come out. So I embrace my procrastination, but I also think that sometimes you just got to get up and do what you got to do. So it's stress, guys. It's not anything but stress. Determine where the stress is coming from. Is it a fantasy illusion that you're anticipating? Is it something real that you could sit down and deal with? Or is it something from the past that's over? Because we only have one moment today. We only have one moment now. And I can't think about what happened a couple years ago to me. And I can't think about what's going to happen a couple years from now. I can plan for prosperity and good stuff for a couple years from now. But really all I can do is make this video and be with you now. That's it. And that's all. All right. Hopefully that helped you a little bit. If you suffer from this type of stuff and you want to discuss it, leave me a comment. Let's have a dialogue over here. I'm happy to share my experience. I got 2 notes from people thanking me for sharing some of my experiences and sharing the reality of this business, of this game. It's great. It's happy clappy. You get to stand on stages. They give me tiaras, all that good stuff. It's very fun. It's very wonderful. There's also the reality of it and the hard parts and the being alone. My mentor asked me yesterday, we hadn't talked in a little while, and he said, do you work in a vacuum? And I said, yeah, I mostly do. I'm mostly alone. Partially by choice and partially because that's just the way it worked out. So there's times where you have people you're running with. There's times where you're doing your own thing. There's times where you're at an incredible party and you're just having a ball with everybody. And there's times where you're at home and you're stressed out and you cry and you let it out and you love yourself enough to get back up and do it one more time. And the reason why is because you're worth it. All right. I'll see you guys later.